Alex, I spent 3 hours yesterday trying to dial in the fence on my old table saw, and it felt like I was trying to perform neurosurgery with a garden rake.
Every time you say dialing it in, I know I'm about to hear a story that ends with you staring at a pile of ruined cherry wood and questioning your life choices.
It's the ritual of the shop, isn't it? But then I look at what's hitting the market this week. We're talking about the new optonics line. Mazak Optonics is finally bringing their affiliate brand to the States. These are 2D laser processing systems that basically make my struggles with a rip fence look like I'm rubbing two sticks together to make fire.
Wait, are we talking industrial factory-sized lasers, or is this something a human being could actually fit in a mid-sized shop?
It's definitely leaning into the professional fabrication side, but the tech itself is what's shifting the ground under our feet. They figured out how to keep the beam quality absolutely rock steady, whether you're slicing through a sheet of metal as thin as a business card or a slab of plate steel that could stop a train. Normally, when you switch materials, you're fiddling with settings like a radio operator in 1945. These units just adapt.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get my jigsaw to cut a straight line for more than 4 inches. So, is this Mazak move just about speed, or is there a bigger play here?
It's about predictability. If you're a pro fabricator or even an ambitious maker moving into metal, the guesswork is the part that eats your profit. And speaking of the big leagues, anyone who cares about how things are built needs to keep an eye on May 20th. The American Iron and Steel Institute is doing their Great Designs in Steel Symposium in Novi, Michigan.
That sounds like the kind of event where everyone wears safety glasses, even during the coffee break.
Probably. But look, that's where the future of structural integrity is being written. If you want to know how the cars we drive or the buildings we work in are going to be held together 5 years from now, that's the room you want to be in. It isn't just for engineers, it's for anyone who wants to understand the soul of the materials we use.
Speaking of the soul of the industry, I saw that report from the NCCER. Tiger, the numbers are actually a bit terrifying. We're looking at 41% of the trade workforce retiring by 2031.
It's a gut punch, Alex. We've got 5 years before nearly half the guys who know how to actually fix the world we live in decide to go fishing for good. It's like a library burning down, but the books are all the trade secrets and the muscle memory of an entire generation.
And the replacement rate isn't keeping up, right? You're always talking about the next generation. But how do you actually convince a 20-year-old that a welding torch is cooler than a software keyboard?
You stop treating the trades like a plan B. Gen Z doesn't want to be a mindless cog. They want the tech. They want to see those optonics lasers and the smart tools. If we're going to recruit them, we have to show them that modern construction is as much about digital integration as it is about wearing boots.
I also noticed the legal side of this in the report, the E-Verify stuff for 2026. If a third of the workforce is immigrant-based, and even higher in some sectors, that's a lot of red tape for a small shop owner to navigate.
It's a massive hurdle. Roughly 34% of the trades are immigrants, and in some crews, it's double that. If you're a builder and you aren't dialed into the 2026 E-Verify regulations, you're basically walking through a minefield with your shoelaces tied together. You've got to protect your crew and your projects. Compliance isn't just about following rules, it's about keeping the wheels from falling off your business during a labor shortage.
Well, let's pivot from the worried about the future vibe to the how do we make money right now vibe. You've been talking about this maker mogul concept. What's the pro move for those of us trying to turn a hobby into a side hustle?
Diversify your materials. Seriously, if I see one more person selling a home sweet home sign made out of generic plywood, I'm going to lose it.
Shot across the bow. What should they be using then?
Look at the precision these new tools give us. Use it. Start mixing media. Combine a live edge walnut piece with an inset of laser cut acrylic or a textured copper inlay. When you move beyond standard materials, you stop competing with the big box stores.
So you're saying complexity equals profit?
Not just complexity, expertise. Most people calculate their price as time plus materials. That's a fast track to being broke. You have to add your expertise margin. If you spend 3 years learning how to make two dissimilar materials play nice together without the wood splitting, the customer isn't just paying for the wood, they're paying for those 3 years of mistakes you already made.
That's a hard sell for some people, though. They feel guilty charging for the learning part.
Don't. If the joint is perfect and it lasts 100 years, the guilt will vanish the moment the check clears.
Okay, let's talk shop upgrades. I know you've been looking at the 2026 wish list that's been circulating. What's actually worth the shelf space this year?
I'll tell you, I was a skeptic, but these smart squares are making me eat my words. They sync with your phone and give you digital layout readings. I used to rely on my eyes and a prayer to get a complex miter right, but now the tool basically tells me, Tiger, you're a 16th of a degree off, don't be a hero.
So the tool is actually heckling you now? That sounds like my nightmare.
It's a polite heckle. And for those of us with basement shops, where the dust usually ends up in your morning coffee, the new compact extraction units are a revelation. They're finally making them quiet enough that you don't need airport-grade ear protection just to sand a birdhouse.
And what about the battery war? Are we finally done with cords?
We're getting there. The 2026 battery platforms are finally holding their own against corded routers. I did some heavy-duty plunging last weekend, and for the first time, I didn't feel the motor bog down when I hit a knot in some old white oak. It's a different world.
So if I'm heading into the shop this weekend and I'm tired of good enough projects, what's my homework?
Forget about finishing a whole piece. Just focus on the perfect joint. Pick one, maybe a through dovetail or a deep mortise and tenon. Use those new precision marking tools. Take your time until you can slide those pieces together and you can't even see the seam. No wood filler, no sawdust and glue paste to hide the gaps. Just the wood and your own focus.
You make it sound so peaceful. Usually, when I try the perfect joint, I end up perfectly frustrated.
That's the tuition of the craft, Alex. But once you feel that click, the one where the air literally gets pushed out of the joint because the fit is so tight, you'll never want to go back to good enough again.
I think that's a good place to leave it. Whether you're looking at a career in the trades, scaling your maker business, or just trying to keep the dust out of your lungs this weekend, there's a lot to be excited about in 2026.
Just remember, the tool in your hand is only as good as the intention behind it. Go get your hands dirty, make something that'll outlast you, and for heaven's sake, keep your fingers clear of the blade.
Thanks for listening to the TigerDen Daily. We'll see you in the shop.